Hey guys, Brian from Boas here. Today marks the 2nd year anniversary of the Boas YouTube channel. Today I'm going to look back on some of the highlights from the year in the past for both the channel as well as my boa breeding operation, and I'm going to speculate about the plans I have for the channel in 2022. And of course I'm going to take out some of my favorite boas for you to look at, so be sure to stay tuned. So it's really amazing to think that it's been 2 years already since I started this channel, and it's definitely been somewhat of a roller coaster ride, a lot of highs and lows. But it was on 2 years ago today, on December 27th, 2019, that I posted my first video titled Top 5 Locality Boas. And so my goal back then when I started the channel was just to show everybody lots of the different locality boas that I work with, and hopefully to, drum up a little bit of enthusiasm for these beautiful and underrated reptiles. And so then the channel kind of evolved from there to go more into care information, husbandry information, breeding information, as well as commenting on some of the current events going on in keeping reptiles, some of the more controversial topics, as well as a look at my breeding operation and babies and things like that. So first of all, I wanted to thank everybody who's been, a faithful supporter of this channel. I know some of you guys have been with me since the beginning based on your comments to my videos, which I really appreciate. Some of you guys, I don't know your names, or I don't know your faces. We've never met in person, but I know you based on the comments, and I appreciate your continued support. For the newer people, I really appreciate your support as well. This channel, of course, wouldn't exist without the viewers, so thank you so much for all your support of this channel. So I wanted to say just a little bit about the growth of the channel in the last year, which is basically all of 2021. And so I know I don't say a lot about YouTube specific issues on this channel because I like to keep it about the boas, but every once in a while I think it's a good idea to review the statistics and how the channel has been growing. So overall I've had slow but steady growth in the last year. Certainly haven't had exponential growth, but I've had this constant trickle of about a dozen or so new subscribers a day. The main statistics from YouTube Analytics for the last year. So on the first anniversary of the channel, we had about 4,100 subscribers. There were 4,400 or so added in the last year, and right now the channel is at about 8,500 subscribers. So a little bit more than doubling. As far as the views, the first year the channel got 343,000 views. That's individual views of a video. The last year it's added about 479,500 more views, and right now the total view count is about 822,500, so just short of 1 million views. And then the watch time, the total cumulative time that people have been spent watching the channel, the first year 37,000 hours. The last year we have 54,200 hours, and so cumulative over the 2-year history of the channel, it's at 91,200 hours of watch time. So I'm quite happy with the success of my channel. I think it has appealed to quite a few people. It's certainly not a viral channel. I'm not trying to appeal to millions of people, but I think among the people that like this kind of content and that are into boas and keeping reptiles, hopefully you guys are enjoying the channel and getting something out of it. I know a lot of the reptile channels on YouTube are more sensationalistic, and they focus on things like free handling venomous snakes and feeding boas and people getting bitten by snakes, and that really attracts a lot of viewers. I don't want to go down that road. That's not who I am, and that's not the content that I have to offer. Also, my channel is really specialized, and I know one of the advice that people give for YouTube creators is to be specialized, to niche down, make sure you're specialized. My channel is kind of a specialty among a specialty because I only really talk about boas, and by boas I mean boa constrictors like boa constrictor, boa imperator, boa sigma, not even all of boas. I know that there are other reptile channels that focus on lots of more types of reptiles, and they probably attract more viewers. But I'm a specialist. I like to go into the detail about my particular interest, which is boa constrictors, and hopefully you guys like that too. So for this reason, I think I can continue to expect slow but steady growth in the year ahead. So I'll look at some of my videos, the top 3 most popular videos that I've produced so far. The most popular is Your First Boa, which has received about 37,000 views. Worst Pet Boas is second place at 19,000 views. And Handling My Most Aggressive Boas in third place at 16,500 views. So none of these videos have gone viral. They get like slow, steady growth. You know, and a lot of the older videos really don't get all that much views, which is a little disappointing. Usually when I post a video, the first, you know, couple days it gets 1,000 to 2,000 views, and then it kind of trickles off. And I have a lot of videos that, you know, when I produced them, they were popular for a few days, and then they've kind of gone quiet, and they just get a handful of views. Right now, I have almost 300 videos that I've produced on this channel. I did kind of slow down my production rate. The first year, I was producing 3 videos a week. This last year, I switched from 3 videos to 2 videos. Part of that is because of the bandwidth that I have. I work a full-time job. I have all my boas I care for. I have other pets. I have a family, so I have a limited amount of hours. And because of the topics I've been looking into the last year have in general been required more background research and more preparation prior to filming, you know, doing 2 a week is still, you know, somewhat taxing. So I anticipate that I'm going to continue to produce about 2 videos a week. I know people will recommend that, you know, newer YouTube creators post every day. I can't really post every day and have any kind of quality. You know, I'm not going to produce videos just for the sake of producing videos so I can put something up on YouTube. I really want there to be substance and content in the video in order to put it up. Thought I'd grab another boa. This is a beautiful Branchia Columbia boa. This is a female who's about 1.5 years or so old, and these are definitely one of my favorite locality boas. I just love their beautiful looks and their docile temperament. So now I wanted to say a little bit about the videos that I have planned for the upcoming year. Just some general themes. So I've noticed a lot of people respond to the more basic husbandry videos, and in fact my most popular video, Your First Boa, is basically just basic husbandry. And I made that video quite a while ago. I didn't have my lights or my microphone, and the production quality is noticeably inferior to what I hope I am producing now, but it's still very popular. So I think a lot of people just want the basic boa husbandry info, and I've made some videos recently on that. I've launched a new series, Boa Keeping Basics. So I intend to produce some more videos. It'll be similar information that I've produced in the past, but hopefully better presentation and you know, better production quality. Another topic I intend to cover a lot in 2022 are topics of interest that come up, and you know, I look on the Facebook boa groups, and I don't really participate that much, but I'll always read the comments and the posts just to kind of get this idea about what's going on in the boa community as a whole, and what type of topics people are discussing, and you know, what's trendy right now. And you know, some of these things are kind of controversial, and you might read about a topic on a Facebook group and you might be more confused after you read all the comments. So I often like to do videos on these topics and kind of give my 2 cents based on my experience, and hopefully that'll be of some use to you in your boa keeping activities. So another part of this channel, of course, is the profiles of different locality boas, and I'm fortunate to have a pretty diverse collection of lots of different localities. I intend to do additional profile videos in the past. I started doing these videos of comparing 2 different locality boas this year, and I call it my Ultimate Boa Face-Off. And I did a few of them. I haven't done one recently. I've had quite a few ideas about comparisons to do, but I haven't done one because in general these videos take quite a bit longer to produce because of all the B-roll footage I have to shoot. And right now it's a little bit too cold to film outside, and I really like to film my boas outside. So, but I do intend to do some more of these Ultimate Boa Face-Offs in 2022. I think people have enjoyed them based on the comments I've gotten. I've even gotten quite a few recommendations from people for what boas to compare. So keep those suggestions coming, and I'll do my best to try to make videos that you want to see. In addition to the beginner husbandry information, I intend to continue to release videos on more specialized boa information, including breeding information. And as you know, boas still remain somewhat of an enigma to breed on a regular basis. And so I hope that this channel can act as a source for people to get information based on what has worked for me, as well as to comment on what you've done, in the comment sections. So hopefully this can be a community where boa breeding information is exchanged. And the ultimate goal would be, in order to have more boas bred in captivity and to assure the success and the ongoing breeding of these animals in captivity. Boas seem to be very, very popular. They've been getting more and more popular over the last few years. As I mentioned before, the prices have kind of skyrocketed. There's a huge demand for these animals and a somewhat limited supply. So hopefully, if there's more exchange of this breeding information, there'll be a larger supply and more people can enjoy these beautiful animals, because they really do add, quite a bit of enrichment to my life anyway. And hopefully if you have boas, they're also enriching to your life. So I just wanted to say I'm always open to suggestions for videos, and I do get a lot of my ideas based on viewer comments and viewer suggestions. So if you have an idea for a topic you want to see in a future video, please reach out to me and I'll do my best, to accommodate you and to, film a video on that particular topic. Now I'm going to comment a little bit on my boa breeding in 2021, and similar to most years, there were some great successes, but also some disappointments. And, boa breeding is never a sure thing. We can do everything right, and sometimes the cross just doesn't work out for whatever reason. So, one of the highlights has been my Suriname boas, and I had a couple litters in 2021. Both of the litters were born from babies that were produced here. So I'm now into the third generation on these projects. This is one of my favorite holdbacks from 2021. This is a male Suriname from a cross of, two of my favorite bloodlines I'm working with that I call my Prometheus and my Picasso bloodlines. And this guy stood out as the pick of the litter. Just beautiful light pinkish purplish coloration, long red tail, great markings. Just a real stunning animal, and I really look forward to watching this guy grow up over the next few years. And this is really about, the reason why I breed these animals, just to see, what I can take these projects to, what the next generation looks like, and, just a gorgeous animal to look at. I had a few red tail pairings that weren't successful in 2021, including my Venezuelan and my North Brazilian red tails. This was the first time I attempted to breed both of these animals, or both of these types of boas. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. The male and female just might not be that compatible, or they just might need a little bit more practice. Who knows? But both of these localities, the North Brazilian and the Venezuelan, I'm trying again right now in the 2022 breeding season, and kind of tweaking it a little bit based on what I learned in 2021. So hopefully we'll be successful with those red tail localities in 2022. And I have quite a few Suriname pairings as well for this year, so hopefully we'll have some gorgeous Surinames that are similar to this guy, born over the summer or early fall of 2022. Another highlight of the 2021 boa breeding season was my first litter of these beautiful long-tailed boas, or longicauda boas. And what was cool about this is I tried breeding the same pair in 2020 and it didn't take, but on the second try it was successful. So one adage with breeding boas, if you're not successful the first time, try again. And I found that it's not really that uncommon to not have a success on the first breeding attempt, which is met with success the following year. And so I got this litter of these longicaudas, held back a few, of course. This is one of my females. I have another pairing of my other bloodline of long-tailed boas for 2022, so hopefully we'll have another beautiful litter of these animals on the ground, probably, over the summer. I also had a few pairings in 2021 that had been successful in previous years, but for whatever reason just didn't produce babies in 2021. And this includes Hog Island boas and Tarahumara mountain boas. And both of these pairings I had done successfully a couple times in the past, but I guess they just weren't in the mood for 2021. And sometimes you just don't know what happens. They might just not be in the mood anymore. Or a male after breeding, 2 or 3 years in a row, a male might need a year off just to rest. So this just happens. And when you're breeding boas, I mean, obviously we all boa breeders want to have 100% success rate, or as close as possible to every single pairing leading to a litter. But realistically, sometimes you might have to, think that maybe 50% or 75% would be a really good success rate, depending on what boas you're working with and how successful you've been in the past. So it's always good to just focus on the positives and the boas you produced. And the good thing is that the boa breeding season for the next year is just 1 year ahead. So it's a bit of a wait, but it's not all that long in the grand scheme of things. I'm really looking forward to my potential litters for 2022. I have had more pairings this year than at any year in the past, so hopefully we'll have a successful baby boa birthing season. And just a few of the special things that I have going on this year. The first that comes to mind are Argentine boas. And these are really special to me since they were the first type of boa that I bred successfully. And definitely one of my favorite localities. So the last time I bred these was back in 2015, and this is one of the holdbacks from that particular litter. And I actually have a sibling female, the sister of this boa, breeding right now. And this one was a little bit small to breed, so I didn't breed her this year. But I have her sister's breeding with an unrelated male, so hopefully that'll be successful. Didn't have Argentines for quite a while since I was shopping for a male, and they're getting quite hard to find. In addition to the Argentines, I have a number of localities I haven't bred before that I'm getting a shot this year, and this includes the Cockroach dwarf boa, as well as the Amorale, the orange crush Bolivian boa. And so we'll see, but hopefully we'll be successful producing these animals in 2022. In addition, I have quite a few red tail pairings, so I discussed repairing the Venezuelan and the northern Brazilian, hopefully for success. And I also have multiple pairings of Peruvian and Suriname red tails, including this will be the third generation for both of these, both Peru and red tails, for several of these pairings. So it's great to have babies born here are now producing babies, and the cycle continues. And then finally, I actually have some morph pairings this year, and I know morphs are not as popular as locality boas among the viewers of this channel, but I do enjoy morphs, and I think that they offer a nice contrast to the locality boas as far as a cool boa to keep and breed. So I have several morph breedings going on this year, including Moran and VPIT positive. So stay tuned for updates on all the pairings as the boa breeding season continues. I would anticipate that my first births will probably be in the late spring, maybe late May or June, and then hopefully we'll have births continuing through the summer of 2022. The last topic I wanted to discuss in today's video is the community tab on my YouTube channel. And some of you may not be familiar with the community tab, but if you go there, you can see a lot of information that I post about the channel. So I've been posting a lot of photos of my boas. I'm trying to take really high quality, very high resolution photos of my animals. The detail is going to be greater than what you can see in these videos. So if you go to the YouTube community tab, you can see some of the photos I posted, as well as follow with new photos as I post them on a regular basis. I also put polls up there on a regular basis, just asking questions of the viewership about reptile related topics, including what they want to see in future videos, and it helps me to get a good feel about what people are interested in, when I'm thinking about the content for this channel. So I would suggest, if you're interested, go check out the community tab for the Brian Boas YouTube channel, and you can access content there 24 hours a day. In addition, by now I have about 300 videos, so I have a pretty good library of different topics. Often people will ask me about a specific topic, but there's a pretty good chance I've already made a video covering that topic. So you can go check out my library on YouTube, do a search, and see what's out there as far as topics I've done already. And I definitely appreciate your continued viewership. So that's the video for today. I can't believe it's been 2 years. Time really flies. Been a kind of an exciting 2-year period. Very interesting, from things other than this YouTube channel. Lots of crazy stuff going on in the world today. But it's great to have these boas. Really gives me, a concrete focus, and something to look forward to is always going to be the births of the babies during the baby boa birthing season. So that hopefully will be great in a few months' time. Anyway, thanks for watching. Enjoy your boas, and I wish you the best in 2022.